Well, hello, sports fans, and welcome back to Sports on the Spot. My name is Willie Charger, and today I'm going to be joined by Lenny Edmonds. Today, Lenny and I are going to be spending some time talking sports. Nick and Ronnie won't make it here today. Nick had to take some engagement photos and is going to do a little fishing, and Ron is hosting his parents who are visiting from out of town. We hope to see them both next week as we prepare for the big Super Bowl. So, Lenny, how's it going for you? There's a lot of stuff going on in the sports world over this past weekend. Anything stand out to you?
Yeah, a few things. We often talk about the headline of the day, right? And so I ran across something about some Brady guy or something like that. But here's the one that caught my eye. I'm going to just read you verbatim what the headline says. McKinnon sidelined. All right, what does that even mean? So let me just read you a little bit of the article. Avalanche center Nathan McKinnon will be sidelined for at least 3 games because of a concussion and facial fracture, throwing his availability for the All-Star game into question. Willie, am I missing something here? What I found interesting is the article didn't even mention what sport it is, so I don't even know what they're talking about. Not exactly textbook journalism. So while I feel badly that this McKinnon guy has a headache or whatever, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do with that emotion.
The Avalanche must have something to do with snow or skating or ice hockey. I don't know.
You tell me.
I will tell you that the big news for me is the announcement that Tom Brady is going to retire after 22 seasons in the National Football League and 7 Super Bowl rings. 20 seasons with the New England Patriots, 2 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And at the age of 44, Tom, I guess, is deciding that he's had enough. And so he's going to, like Willie, be a member of the retirement set. So for me, that was the big sports news as far as today is concerned.
Well, 7 rings is just too many. I mean, I wouldn't even look good. It's just too much bling, you know? I feel like one ring. That's all you really need.
Yeah, 1 would be great, but 7, I think, is a little bit greedy. So maybe now somebody else will have a chance. Well, we'll talk some more sports after we come back from the break. Hey, okay, well, we are back. Lenny and I wanted to talk about last weekend's NFL playoff games. They were some exciting games, all of them coming down to the wire. 3 of them, in fact, being decided on last-second field goals, and in 3 of the games, the visiting teams won. The playoffs began with the Cincinnati Bengals upsetting the Tennessee Titans in Memphis. Joe Burrow leading the way, and Cincinnati surprised a lot of people by taking out the number 1 seed in the AFC. The Tennessee Titans. Questions are now starting to raise in Tennessee, as always happens when a team loses. Is Ryan Tannehill the guy? Did they bring back Derrick Henry too soon? Who knows? They'll have the offseason to think about that. And in the other game, of course, the AFC, you had a thriller in Kansas City as the Chiefs came from behind, led by Patrick Mahomes, and beat the Buffalo Bills 42-36. It seemed that whoever had the ball last was going to win the game, and that's exactly what happened. The Chiefs got the ball last, and the only team actually in overtime, and they won that game in a thriller. On Sunday, you had the Rams, who came back and upset Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the end after they nearly blew a 24-point lead. I think that's one reason maybe Brady decided to retire a couple of weeks sooner than he wanted to. And then in the other game, you had, of course, you have as I mentioned, the game between Kansas City and of course the Bills, the Rams coming back and winning, and of course you have the 49ers who beat the Green Bay Packers. So Lenny, what was the big game for you over the past weekend?
Well, one that definitely caught me by surprise is the Nuggets defeating the Pelicans by 11 points. Pelicans, of course, struggled from 3-point range. But maybe I shouldn't have been surprised really to that degree, since the Pelicans were missing their two leading scorers. So I don't know. Maybe I take it back. It actually is what one might expect.
I really like how you mix your apples and oranges when we talk about the sports news, Lenny, and you always keep me on your toes. So thanks a lot for that. We'll talk more about the AFC NFC playoffs when we come back after the break. Okay, we are back, and we want to spend some time talking about the upcoming NFC and AFC championship games that are slated to take place tomorrow. Of course, in the first game, you're going to have the game between Kansas City and the Cincinnati Bengals, the upstart Cincinnati Bengals. Of course, the Chiefs went to the Super Bowl last year as well as the year before. They've won the AFC 2 seasons in a row. And a lot of people think that the Bengals, while they have surprised a lot of teams, they're not going to be able to surprise Kansas City. And in the end, the Chiefs are going to move on and appear in their third straight Super Bowl in SoFi Stadium. The second game between the Rams and the 49ers, this one's a tough one because the Rams have had really bad luck against San Francisco. They've lost six straight games to the 49ers, and they've lost 7 out of the last 10. But they do have Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp. They have a really great defense, and I think that the Rams are going to be able to pull this one out. What do you think, Lenny? If you look at these games tomorrow, which teams are going to win and which teams are eventually going to end up playing in the big Super Bowl?
Well, contrary to what pretty much everyone says about me, I'm not a contrarian, and I'll push back on that opinion all day long. Having said that, a tried and true formula in a sports talk show like this one is for panelists to have different opinions, right? And then it's kind of fun for the viewers to listen to us go back and forth and sort of argue our points. So I think we should just do that. Following that concept, whatever your opinions are, I'll just state that mine are the polar opposite of those. I don't really remember who you said was going to win or lose or whatever, but I hold the opposite opinion.
Okay, so then you're saying then that the Bengals are going to win over the Chiefs because I said that the Chiefs were going to win. And you're also saying that the 49ers are going to beat the Rams because I said that the Rams are going to beat the 49ers. So you're just being a contrarian. Yeah. You're just disagreeing just for the sake of disagreeing.
Well, to make the format of the show work properly, I think it's best that I do that. So, yeah, just whatever you think, that's what I don't think.
Well, that's good because that way one of us is going to be right.
Yeah, probably me. Well, here's the part you folks have been waiting for, and same here. We just love this part. So, as you know, many of our viewers submit questions to us. Some of them are tough. We always get a lot of them. But this week we have one that's quite interesting. The viewer's name is Angry in Anaheim. And Angry in Anaheim asks the following question. Is it right that the Rams are limiting ticket sales for the game against the 49ers to residents of LA County only? What do you think, Willie?
That's a good question from Angry in Anaheim because I know there's a lot of angry people here in Santa Barbara as well who are big Ram fans and are not going to be able to attend the game. I think the reason the Rams are doing this is because the last couple of times the 49ers have played in LA, the 49er fans have taken over the stadium, and it appears like it's more like a 49er home game than a Rams home game. So the Rams really want to win this game. It's in their stadium, and the Rams ownership decided that, unless you live in LA County, you can't get tickets for the game. If they did that with the Chargers, nobody would be at the games because there's no fans from LA that actually go to the Charger games in SoFi. 90% of the people that are there come from somewhere else.
Well, not surprisingly, I suppose, my position is 180-degree opposite of yours. Look, I think our Angry in Anaheim fella, I think our little Orange County viewer is being a bit hypocritical. I think most of you know that Disneyland, which last time I looked was in Orange County, in fact, Anaheim, has special ticket prices for residents of Southern California. But nobody seems too angry about that, right? That's maybe because you are the beneficiary of that policy. So, and on a side note, I don't know about you, Willie, but my favorite ride at Disneyland, I just love It's a Small World. Those plywood cutouts that flip up and down, they're just cute. I just love them.
Don't get me started on Disneyland. But we're going to have to leave it there and bring this show to an end. I wanted to thank everybody for watching the show and reminding everybody to like, comment, and subscribe if they have an opportunity. If you have a Sports on the Spot question, you can always submit it to our email address at sportsonthespotshow@gmail.com, or else just ask the question in the comment section of our YouTube channel. I want to thank Lenny for sitting in today and saving the episode. And I know he is very, very busy, but I want to thank him for being here with us and say goodbye to everybody and see you next time.
Unbelievable.